So during this session, I wanted to speak specific things about the soul retrieval and specific about the elemental qualities that one might lose, how we can find, and particularly talking about it, on an individual level. So let's look at the chart that you have already. You can look at the chart, and on which is the 5 elements are there: earth, water, fire, air, space. So these are known as 5 elements, and this 5 element, it's externally, as we all can refer normally, like earth, water, fire, air, space, or internally, our flesh is earth, blood is the water, the heat in the body is the fire, the breathing the air, and our consciousness is the space. Then there are many different levels or dimensions of these elements within us. So if you look the next line where it says the basic qualities. So the first quality of the earth is the groundedness, connectedness. These are some very basic ones. Of course, there are so many of them, but these are very basic ones. And the water, comfort, fluidity, the fire, a sense of joy, inspiration, the air, flexibility, movement, the space, openness, and accommodation. So these are some basic qualities that we can talk about. And then third line, 5 wisdoms. So for the earth, mirror-like wisdom. So last time, the last webcast, I think we have a chart was there's some mistakes there. So just ignore that. So this replaced with this one. So the earth is the mirror-like wisdom. Water is all-accomplishing wisdom. Fire is discriminating wisdom. The air is wisdom of equanimity. Space, wisdom of emptiness. So these are like 5 wisdoms. So 5 wisdoms. Also, this is like in Tantra or also in Dzogchen. There are a lot of deep explanations about these wisdoms. So I will just briefly go through them, what it might mean to us in a very simple way. And the last line is the 5 pure lights. And this 5 pure light is according to Ben Dzogchen text, Shangyu Ninju. Shangyu Ninju is the text. There is a lot of explanations about these five lights, basically 5 colors. But there are many different levels of understanding, so that there are like each color will have effect. That means if you watch one specific color, that color will that physical level of color might affect your sight and your mind and your brain. And also, if the mind is able to imagine specific color without having external color, that might have impact too. And also people who are in like a deep meditation or like specifically like a dark retreat, when they go into the dark rooms for many days, they might begin to have a different visions, and then these visions might contain the colors, and sometimes the colors might be one single color or dominated by one single color. Sometimes there are multiple colors. Sometimes they are not very balanced, more dominated with one than the other, and sometimes much more balanced, like equal balance. So there are many ways people experience that. Most of the time, when you are able to see more full color or more balance, considers is better. So in this particular case, I will during maybe next session of a little practice will guide a little practice with that. So these are 5 basic basic qualities: wisdom and light. So what does this mean now? So we're going back to the principle of soul. The idea of soul is, so I know like so many of you were following these webcasts, and maybe some of you are first-time comers, and so maybe some of the things that I'm saying might not make complete sense to you. And next time, if you come back, not miss the next session, things will make more sense. So I would recommend to continuously come, not miss them, so it'll be easier to understand everything. So what we have been talking is how we can heal our soul and what that soul means. So what that soul means is these basic qualities, essential quality, personality, you can say, like a groundedness, connectedness, comfort, joy, inspiration, flexible movement, openness, ability to accommodate situations and things. These are like a basic qualities. We can lose them basically. So let's say, for example, if somebody loses the earth, okay. So if somebody loses the earth, what is the basic quality somebody lose? The groundedness or connectedness, ability to connect. So what does that mean? Ability to connect, that means you don't feel completely connection to your body. You might not feel really connection to what you feel. You might not able to maintain your connection to the one single ideas that you have until its fruition. You might not able to maintain a connection to the feeling that you are having in you or towards somebody, that you can see what is there and nourish it fully and develop it, go deeper. Or you cannot feel a sense of deep connection to the job work that you're doing, that feeling some sense of, if you're feeling deep connection to the work you're doing, then for sure you will feel more sense of joy in that. When you feel not connection, when you're disconnected with that, any disconnection, in the end, it's a pain, it's a suffering. So these are some of the basic qualities of the earth, for example. So when you lose the earth, when you don't have the earth, then you lose all of these quality. At some point, you become really like a spacey, and so as a result, sometimes like, I don't know, like to sleep all the time, like to forget, always late, not able to maintain a project or complete a project. So these kind of manifestation, or maintain a relationship, these kind of manifestation comes. So when you feel like that, what happened is you kind of lost a soul. So in some way you can say, I have lost a soul. I have lost soul because I lost that connectedness, that connection, the ability to connect, ability to maintain connection, ability to complete something. So basically you lose. So of course, when you lose a connection to that ability with job, you're more risk in losing a job. When you lose that ability to connect in relationship, you're more likely to lose the relationship. But the worst part, when you lose that connection with yourself, then you have to have self-divorce, so that results like many distortions in your health and well-being, your psychological well-being, many things, and obviously including the spiritual development, many things is results that. So in that case, so you recognize, okay, I need to retrieve earth element. So where do I retrieve earth element? So in this particular approach of the teaching, or the particular approach of the teaching of Dzogchen, it's that all the elements are completely perfected in inner source. As I said, you are rich, you are rich, you are worthy, and you have that treasury within yourself. But what happened to you, you lost the connection to it, you don't realize it. The example of a person who is living on the top of the staying in the tent, that under the tent there's a lot of gold, and that person lived the life always poor, and so the person is wanting to become rich, trying to become rich, and but it feels poor. It feels poor, and so one day the person realizes, "Oh, I have so much gold," and realize the value of those golds are, and instantly, the moment the person knows he has a gold and he knows the value of the gold, instantly person becomes rich. Very valuable. So the same way, you have that gold, and you knowing it and knowing the value of it, you instantly become a rich and resourceful, and particularly like retrieving whatever element that is missing in your life. So in this case, one example was the earth example. So the second example will be the comfort. Okay, let's talk about, let's just say, as somebody who lack of that, and somebody who maybe have too much of that. So that too much of that means, so as I said, being very lazy, not in time, like to sleep, not like to get up, not like to move, not like to invent, create. So all kind of basically a sense of a lot of laziness. So that those qualities are clearly there. So that person, so in order to that person to retrieve the earth, so let's talk about that a little bit. In order to that person to retrieve the earth, so we are saying going back to the true source of healing. So you're going back to the true source of healing is that, as I guided earlier in meditation, that unbounded sacred space is the true source of healing. That unbounded great space is within you. In that unbounded great space, there is the essence of earth, and you, this moment in your life, you completely lack that essence of earth. You are experiencing that luck in wherever you're experiencing it. So what you need to do is retrieve from there. So like how do you do it? You do it exactly the way we meditated, by being still in your body, by being silent in your speech, by being spacious in your mind. Basically, this taking 3 precious pills, going deep enough through that door of the body, speech, and mind, enough to that sacred space. And when you find yourself in that sacred space, there is available, the earth is available. So what kind of earth is that? Obviously, deep sense of connectedness. So that space is connected to every matter, every single thing, and every event in the universe. So there is never a disconnection. So your awareness need to recognize that connection and discover that connectedness in that inner sacred space. When you experience that connectedness, that moment when you're aware of that, that is the moment you are begin to retrieve the essence of earth element from your inner true source. Like for example, a few examples I gave earlier, like a child to the mother, the connectedness. When child whenever the child is feeling the connection to the mother, child is benefiting from that connection, child is nourishing from that connection, because mother is the source, child is the receiver. The way child receives it with the trust and connection, and you have maybe some point lost that connection. Now you are trying to build that connection. When you build that connection, when you have that connection, through that connection you discover a sense of connectedness. It could be a simple experience like when you go into deep meditation, you just feel a deep connectedness to that sacred space. It could be simple as that. Like a child feeling connection to the mother. It's not complicated, right? Do you think you ask any baby, you can say, ask to any baby, is it complicated what you're doing right now? Connecting with your mother and feeling comfortable, feeling protected, feeling loved, feeling nourished. Is it a complicated process? Ask the child. Of course, child even don't know how to answer that, right? But child have a true experience of that. And some of you might feel, well, I don't have a good mother, so that example doesn't work for me. I have been asked that question. So obviously, I'm not talking about your mother. I'm not talking about your relation to your mother either. I'm talking about, I have went into Google, I said, child in the loving arms of mother. I've tried a couple of times like that, and you see beautiful mothers and beautiful babies, and you can just see it. It's just try it in a few different words, and you'll see. You look at those images, it expresses itself what I'm talking about. So there's enough images you can see. You look at it around, you see a lot of mothers with their babies. You will see that. So look at those mothers, those babies, or look at more like a universal sense of mothers, like any great spiritual tradition. There is always a great figure of mother. Yeshivamo, Virgin Mary, Tara, and maybe many other. That there is that figure of mother who is loving us and who is helping us and guiding us. So there's that sense images there. So clearly we don't lack those images there. So don't get stuck into your own stories. Second, with the water, comfort. So water, in some sense, of very ease, comfortable, relax. So who you are, I'm comfortable who I am, or I'm not comfortable who I am. How you look, I'm comfortable how I look, I'm not comfortable how I look. Where you are, I'm comfortable in my position. I'm comfortable teaching this moment in the webcast, and I hope you are comfortable listening to me this moment, or not feeling that what I'm doing here. So that clearly, if you feel what you're doing there, it's not what you're doing there, it's just you're experiencing lack of water in you. And it's not about that you need to go somewhere. For sure, you can get up and go wherever you wanted to go, and you will feel the same at that next place. It's not about the location, it's who you are. You lack the water. And people like that, always feeling misplaced. They say it's the greatest factor of producing stress. Because how you overcome stress, you need to relax. How you need to relax, you need to feel your position is right. Your place is right. not trying to always go to the next place, which is not there. So that sense of comfort, a balanced comfort, what you're doing, I'm happy what I'm doing. I'm happy with who I am. I'm happy with work I am doing. I'm happy with meal I'm eating. Of course, it doesn't mean you don't have any opinion about things, but you're very comfortable. You're not too comfortable not to improve or lose your curiosity, but you're comfortable enough to not stress out, not produce tensions, not lose the gratitude of life, not the blessings of life or the blessings of every given moment. So those are kind of water quality. But of course, when you have too much of water, then it's a little problem too. There are people, they're too comfortable who they are, except everybody else are uncomfortable who they are. You know, for example, if the water personality will be, if you ask the water personality to, can you mail this letter? The water personality will say, yes, I will. And the letter stays on a desk for a few days, and you ask, did you mail my letter? The reply will be, yes, kind of, no, I will. I'm planning to today, I will. That's the answer. What does that mean? Bottom line is very simple. No, but there's some explanation. But so it's not even clear yes or no. It's even not clear. Cannot answer no, because the intention is already, it seems like a intention to mail it is already translating into a, yes, I did. So too comfortable in whatever the situation is. Of course, if it's difficult in situations like that. Too much water have difficulties with many other people, especially people with fire or a lot of fire. Those challenges are there. So you have to kind of look what is your situation. So I think not also worry so much about that too much of water, but I think let's look about more like your lack of water. So I think let's pay more attention to lack of water, so that some sense of you can reach. If you're lacking the water, you have lost the part of your soul by seeing that you are so uncomfortable in every situation. And you can see people, you can go into public places like in a cafe, the airport, and the restaurants, or any place, public places you go, you can see people, they're so uncomfortable within themselves. You sit next to them, they'll look at you trying to see how I can complain this person. So you have to be careful how you sit, what you do, what you not do in front of that person, because this person will always find something to say to you, because they just are uncomfortable. You can see that they are uncomfortable. In the end of the day, that kind of discomfort, unsettled, unrested, it doesn't hurt anybody. It hurts you, because probably you created a lot of stories out of that discomfort with people. Because many of these stories that you have created in your life, maybe none of them are necessary, no real place, but you created them without conscious and just being uncomfortable within yourself. So that is kind of lack of water. So once again, how you retrieve the essence of the water is always the same. So throughout the year, we will explain different ways how you can retrieve, or different sources how you can retrieve, depending on your ability to be familiar with how deeper you want to go. You know, as simple as visiting the lake. visiting to the ocean, visiting pond, or connecting with the water element, as hard as going deep inside your unbounded sacred space. Hard in a way is not necessarily hard, but those people who are not able to, it's hard. Those who are able to, it's the easiest and the simplest thing, because you don't have to go anywhere, drive anywhere, do anything. You just have to be aware. It's easier than turning on switch of light. Because at least even turning on the switch of light, you have to do something. Here, nothing. So you go inward through 3 doors, through 3 precious pills: the stillness of the body, silence of the speech, spaciousness of the mind. When you arrive in that inner sacred space, like we talked about being at home. Home, there's a lot of water in there, a lot of comfort. There's a sense of very easiness when you're at home. You don't have to pretend anything. You can be walking around naked. You can walking around with your pajamas. You can lying down, whichever positions you like. You don't have to. You're free. That sense of comfort is at home. If you are your home, if you find home within yourself, then you found that water. So in that sacred space, a sense of home or comfort, some sense of very easy, being very easy and comfortable, that quality, you need to be conscious, you need to be aware of that quality. It's a very specific quality. It's unlike quality than the earth. Earth is very stable, not necessarily feeling comfortable. So sense of comfort in that space. The moment you experience a sense of comfort in that space, you're tasting it. The moment you're tasting it, you remain that awareness for a few minutes, as short as you need to, as long as you can, but always connected, always aware. When you lose connection and awareness, then no need to prolong. It can be 30 seconds. It's fine. So that 30 seconds, it's you are retrieving your soul, you're retrieving your essence of the water element. Fire. Lack of fire is not feeling joy, not feeling inspiration, not feeling energetic, feeling weak, uninspired. So the extreme example will be, like I'll give example like a child first time going to the Disneyland when you wake up. So tomorrow morning we are going Disneyland. And for the child, the first time who've never been to the Disneyland, just imagine the enthusiasm, excitement. It's hard to fall asleep, right? So much energy, so much joy, excitement, wanting to wake up and wanting to go out to see the Disneyland. So our life is like a Disneyland, and you are like that child. Every single morning you get up, you are so excited to get up. You are so happy to get up, excited to get up, inspired to get up. You are energetic to get up. You are curious about the day. Maybe that example is a little extreme, but the closer to that is the better it is. So lack of fire. So when you feel like you wake up in the morning and you feel, I don't know who I am, I don't know where I am, I don't know what I'm supposed to do, I don't know, remember my job, what do I do? Who are these people? If you wake up that way, you can clearly see a fire is missing. You can clearly see part of your soul has gone. Maybe you can clearly see you don't laugh as much as you used to. You don't play as much as you used to. You don't joke as much as you used to. Your humor is not as there as much as you used to have. So you are restless, more easy to get angry when you have too much of fire, easy to get angry. Not so much focus on the opposite of the good earth, not so much focus on the task or project, less likely to completing it when you have too much fire and the wind. So once again, let's not worry about aspect of too much right now, because too much fire will means too little of earth or water, so that you need to work more on retrieving the water and the earth, or there too much water and the earth might means you have too little of the fire and the air. That means you need to work more on retrieving the fire and the air rather than worrying so much lack of the earth and the water. So just think about what more like what you are missing in order to retrieve. But basically, you realize something is missing and you're trying to find the connection to it. That's the more a task that we wanted to pay attention, at least this moment during this month. So once again, going back to the same principle there, is going back into that space and feeling the sense of warmth, energy, inspiration, and connecting with it with awareness, and that during that connection and awareness you are retrieving fire. When you lose the connection awareness, you stop retrieving the fire. Be very important to be aware and that practice that way. Fourth, air, the flexibility in movement. So people, those who don't have air, not enough air, they get stuck. Because if you don't have air, you don't breathe enough. If you don't have air, you don't move enough. If you don't have air, you don't change enough. If you don't change when it's necessary to change, if you don't move when it's necessary to move, when it's necessary to develop, when you don't develop it, then you are called stuck. So most of the time, lack of air is people feeling stuck. For example, if they're sad, you don't. If you're sad for whatever reason you're sad, it's okay to be sad. But people who don't have air, they are too long there. If you're unhappy, it's fine. Be unhappy for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 1 hour, not whole afternoon. Why your whole afternoon or whole day? Even next morning you're sad and upset. You have too lack of air. You're stuck in that feeling. You need air. You need a movement. You need a flow. You need that freshness. You need that change. That some sense of the curiosity. that I want it to, I can, I wish, I pray, I see it, it's coming, I'm doing it, I'm witnessing it. It's just constantly you witness these energies are flowing through you and they are manifesting in your life rather than feeling completely stuck in some specific thing. And some people are stuck for too long time. You might be stuck in one relationship that which is not good for you. You might be stuck in one job that which is not good for you. You might be stuck in one thought which is not good for you. You might be stuck with a feeling, emotion, pain, wound that which has been ruining you for all these years. Why you're not able to change? Lack of air. So just be aware of that. If they say these are the cases, again, where you retrieve, it's not different. All elements are same. Through 3 door, 3 precious pills, going deep, finding closest possible that openness and unbounded sacred space. Once you are there, allowing the experiences of the qualities of the elements, such as the flexibility, or wisdom of equanimity, or pure green light. So whatever level experiences that you're having, recognize it, catch it, be aware of it, connect with it, rest in that connection. As long as, again, if you rest for 5 minutes, that 5 minute you have retrieved essence of air element from the true source of healing. If you rest there in that connection 10 minutes, then you have retrieved 10 minutes of that. So imagine how many minutes you need, how many hours you need in order to fully recover connection with that air element to heal your soul. You make a decision. But you know when you connect, it changes you. You know when you are not aware and when you're disconnected, it stops affecting you. So that is important to know. But just sitting quiet, very passively, is not much happening. Like a cat, in a window, they're sitting for hours there. Not that cat is retrieving the soul. This cat is, in a way, not doing anything. That's the habit of a cat, sitting like that. Except maybe some of those who are cat practitioners, or bodhisattva cat. I don't know. You cannot judge all the cats, but generally speaking, I don't think they are doing any meditation. Last one, space element, openness, accommodation. So it's a good to it's probably not very difficult to know that how much space you lack, because if you feel that everybody is agitating you, everything is agitating you, so many causes, so many things are causing you to feel uncomfortable, you feel attacked, you feel judged, you feel analyzed, you feel unacknowledged, you feel, I don't know, just you feel like every event, every situation is affecting you, creating pain. That's very much lack of space. Because none of those things, what's happening there, you're not able to accommodate them. When somebody is able to accommodate them, even the greatest fear, the deepest pain, most challenging situation in your life will look quite okay. And for some people, they look quite interesting. For other lucky people, they look like a energizing. Now, other lucky people, they look eye-opener, the pathfinder. They become different thing for different people. That has something to do with ability to accommodate. Of course, it doesn't mean that I accommodate everything. That spacey person who accommodating everything, that's not a good. That's spacey person. There's a big difference between spaciousness and spaciness. Spaciousness has a discriminating quality of wisdom. It knows when you need to act. But spaciness forgets the right moment to act out. That's why it forgets. When too much like earth or too much space, you forget. But spacious person does not forget. But spacious person does not worry about things which is not necessary to worry either. So for spacious person, the space is always helping them. Every event is always helping them because they're energizing them. They're giving them to do, to engage, to energize, to interact, to give a life exercises with energy, dynamic energies. Throughout of those interactions, they create a lot of things for the welfare of any given moment, whatever the situation requires, needed, or whatever that moment, the people in that moment in time in history needs it, rather than thinking something, having 100 years old mind to seeing the need of 100 years later mind. Maybe needs are different. You get stuck unless you're open and you can accommodate the situation. So lack of space, basically any time, any given moment when you feel discomfort, boom, that's it. Why I am feeling uncomfortable this very moment. I cannot accommodate this guy. I cannot accommodate this noise. I cannot accommodate this movement. I cannot accommodate my thought. I cannot accommodate my pain. You are lack of able to accommodate something. So, of course, we all have those challenging, but if you feel so, you have so much of that, then you lack space element. You have lost a most essential quality of element. What you do, obviously, go through 3 doors, 3 precious pills into unbounded sacred space to discover space. But it takes some time to get into it. Like for example, if you're not able to sit, just sit sometime, just sit and be aware of that stillness. Watch the mountain. Look at how mountain is stable. Watch your body, how body is stable. If you sit with the mountain and with your body for half an hour properly, I am sure in some point you feel inner stillness, which has nothing to do with the mountain. It has nothing to do with your body either. That inner stillness is your resources that travels with you, you have within you. Mountain, some point you have to leave. And even your own body, sometime you have to leave. So once again, the true source of healing, going back in that space, and so just trying to realize what specific element that you feel that, or if you feel some sense of lost connection, loss of soul, loss of weakness, not feeling fully energized, not feeling really complete, not functioning properly in your life, then look at maybe one of these elements are very weak. That means translated into maybe you might have lost some aspect of your soul. So these are the method of retrieving them is going back to the true inside true source. So that's what it is. So I think there's not much time left. There's a 5-minute left. So I think I will, hopefully the practice we did in earlier, so that will be the practice on this point, so we cannot do another session here. And so I wanted to say just a few things that as those people who are first time coming here, and this is the ongoing event, so this is the live webcast every second Saturday of every month. We are doing it for an hour and a half like today, and in June we will be doing for whole day, and I think that I have a very exciting news. So far it seems like as I'm planning, it seems like working quite coming along together, is that we are I'm hoping to invite teachers from other schools. So I already have a commitment from a teacher from Kaju School and another teacher from Nyingma School, Lama Lodu from San Francisco, and Lama Khenpo Ujin Chowang also from the Bay Area. So I am trying to see some more from the Bay Area here, because this is where we're going to webcast from, so that you will also have opportunity to hear not only always me, but I think it will be nice to able to hear from other teachers. And the schedule is up there on the page. You can see that, and it will be also on our website, ligmincha.org, and also my personal Facebook page called Tenzin Wangyal Rinpoche. And so you can welcome to visit there, so you'll be reminded. And the last thing is that I always ask that each time, if you feel this is a very beneficial for you, and I would ask your help to let other people know that who might benefit from that, and particularly those who is really wanting to find the meditation and practices or something like that. This is the way to guide them to do the teaching, and it's so something they don't have to travel anywhere, they don't have to go to anyone, and they don't have to pay anything, but they can be wherever they are, and whoever they are, not show up in front of anybody, but still benefit in their own space. So that my request is that there are a lot of people who doing voluntary to create these webcasts. A lot of people, and as you know, there's 11 people who are in each time live translations, and there are many Sangha members and different cities, countries. They are organizing to gather a group today. I know like many places you are doing that, and I know each time whoever is organizing these things to pull this together, to get together, even to have lunch together and get to a specific place, they all requires a time and energy and a lot of inspiration and joy to make these things happen, and I appreciate that very much. So, and those who are you just participating like that, my request to you is to let just other people know, people that who might be benefit from these teachings. So we will do the dedication. Oh, there's one thing more, sorry, that the Ocean of Wisdom, there is a new website, Ocean of Wisdom, Paris from Mexico, who have sponsored it, who have hundreds of hours put on it, and I wanted to thank Paris and all your team. And I know on this website we are putting all our videos on this new website, and I know also there are many people who are helping subtitling all the talks, and this website is very user friendly to able to anybody can log in to do subtitles, and then you log out. It just gives you do whenever you want, whenever you have time, anytime, as long as internet and computer, I suppose, you can do so. If many people are able to work here, so I wanted to thank the whole team. And any of you wanted to help with that, you are very, very welcome to do this. And then also, so far, and most of my teachings are there, and for sure we wanted to have all the other burn teachers that those who have done things on a YouTube or on internet, something's there. We will be very happy to put all of them in this website, everybody. So, but we can only do so much. So, but those who are following other burn teachers, and if you feel like you wanted to help to put on this site, so this site will becomes really like a site for everybody. So I invite all the other Sangha members from other following other teachers. You're welcome to join this. So contact Paris to find out how you can upload your teachers' teachings there. So I invite you all. Thank you. Chane somla denje doba shogu son nyamdo yeje jeba sho son dane ko son doba sho Ranje Jane Jela Pemba. May I attain great confidence in three refuges. May my experience and realization of the wisdom of three do increase. In purifying the three poisons, may I obtain three bodies. In liberating my own being, may I benefit others.